Hi, welcome back to the channel. This video is going to be about what sort of analysis or modeling approach do you want to take for your project? How can you avoid making one of the biggest mistakes that data scientists and analysts make? The key is to be intentional about mapping your data and modeling to your use case.
Today we're going to cover criteria for choosing models, connecting analysis to action, creating actionable mockups, and benefits of early discussions.
I'm Dr. Christy. I'm a researcher and a data science director, and I help analysts and data scientists take their career to the next level. Let's get into it. So in this phase, you want to know what your data variables look like and how well they match with the requirements of the model. So for example, if you have dichotomous data or binary data, you may want a probability model, or you have a continuous variable as your outcome variable, then that determines what sort of model you would choose, because there's different models based on what your outcome variable is. Or there may be certain data issues that you have, and there are certain models that correct for those issues. So you're kind of doing this step of mapping together the particular data that you're dealing with, the use case of your project, and which model actually corresponds best for that situation. So the second part of that is you want to make sure that you're clear on what the raw output of that analysis or model is going to look like. For example, is it probability? So it's going to go from 0 to 100%, or is it binary? Or is it categorical? Like, what does that outcome variable look like? I know this seems so basic, but the reason I stress it is I can't tell you the amount of times that people are rushing through their project and they just haven't thought through what that output looks like. And it's really detrimental for the next step, which is you want to convert that raw output into something useful for your use case. So for example, if it's probability, you probably want to create buckets and chop it up into ranges, and you might have something like low, medium, high, like 0 to 33% is low, and may have a 5 bucket situation. It just depends on your use case. Like, what answer are they looking for? What actions are they planning to take? So if you tell them 22%, that's not actually useful. But if you say, if they're at 22%, they're low likelihood for something, and then now go take action on low in a certain way, take a different action for medium, take another action for high, that's actionable. And I can't tell you how many times people just don't think it through, and they waste a lot of time getting to that point of modeling only to realize that it's not helpful for their use case. So the last part of this is you really want to mock up your deliverable. Take it through full cycle, from raw output of your analysis or model, create your buckets or whatever categories, and then you want to create your deliverable. Whether it's a PowerPoint or it's a dashboard or it's a tool, whatever it is, you just want to draw it up real quick. It doesn't need to be fancy. It can take you like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, just to sketch it out and say, this is what it's going to look like. And you start getting into that user experience for the tool that you're building, the solution. Would they use it? What features do they need if they're going to use it? It's so important to have these conversations on the front end. One is it helps with collaboration. So you want to be collaborative from the beginning, because that's how you're going to move your project through to actually be successful. And then the other piece of that is you just want to make sure that you're not wasting your time, because you've got only a limited chance during the year to take on projects, show that they're successful, and help accelerate your career, contribute to your team, all those sorts of things. And if you take on this dud project and they're not planning to use the results and take action, then you don't want to actually take it on. So that's why it's so important to have these conversations on the front end. If you're not getting buy-in, either tweak it until you do get buy-in and then do it, or if you've drawn it up for them, you've said this is what it will look like, these are the actions you can take, and they're not interested in any of that, then don't waste your time and just move on to another project that's actually going to help you move forward in your career, but also just lead to good results for the organization. So that's it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.